We feel just a personal bond would be appropriate. Bond of $10,000 personal bond. A chance.
No objection. Thank you, Mr. Ragnon. We'd ask that that be imposed.
Okay. However, while this court does have the authority, Judge Garrett has indicated he can't not appear via Zoom. $1,000 cash, GPS tether. This is August 12th. Capias. He's got, let's see, another Capias, May 28, 2024. I'll make sure if that's
He's on
it.
probation for this.
Okay, well, it's for sentencing. So Capias, this court is not going to change that. We're going to leave it at $1,000 cash, GPS tether. He cannot appear via Zoom. December 11th. Okay. Counsel Murad, is this unaffordable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That means, let me make sure. That means his next court date will be December 3rd, which will be this Tuesday. December 3rd, 2024, 9 o'clock in front of Judge McConnell or Judge Williams, who will look at the bond amount and bond conditions.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. What day is the redetermination? Monday?
Tuesday, December 3rd, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Sure. Miss Marcia, in this one with Mr. Edwards, he cannot appear via Zoom. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Let me write this down. Hold on, DDC. Gentleman at DDC, what's your name, sir?
Anthony Sturgis.
Sturgis. Sir, this magistrate Chartea, you're here on a criminal matter. Case number is 24058-71501, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Ride Murad, PA 3665. On behalf of Mr. Sturgis, we waive the reading. Mr. Sturgis stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 5th, 2024. Probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination, December 12th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Jefferson. Mr. Sturgis, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons, and you're not to have contact with Michelle Terrell. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Counsel Ragland, give me your recommendation, please.
They're asking for $20,000 personal bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, $20,000 personal bond. That means nobody has to pay money for you to get out of jail. Just obey all the bond conditions. Go to court when you have to. Thank you, sir. That concludes your arraignments. You can step aside.
I'm sorry, what was the PCC date one more time?
December 5th and December 12th.
Thank you.
What's your name, sir?
Amen.
Frederick Davis?
Yes.
Davis, I'm Magistrate Chartea. You're here on a criminal matter. You are defendant 3 in this case. Case number 240-589-1303, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Murad, PA 3665. On behalf of Mr. Frederick Davis, we waive the reading. Mr. Davis stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. And let's see who's this going to go in front of. It looks like Judge Jefferson. Okay. Sir, Mr. Davis, bond conditions. One is you're not to have contact with the Lorraine Williams. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You are not to go back to the Stringham court residence. Do you understand those bond conditions?
Yes.
I will also indicate, let's see where it is, November 26, 2024, in front of Judge Jefferson. She issued a capias, $2,000, 10%, because he failed to appear for a prior court hearing. This court doesn't have the authority to modify a felony capias bond. Counsel Ragnan, you do not appear on a felony capias case,
That's
correct?
correct, Your Honor.
All right, Counsel Murad, do you have any new information?
No new information, just that one of the co-defendants' cases was dismissed at exam, but no authority from any judge.
Okay. Well, while this case is pending, the bond is $2,000, 10%. This court doesn't have the authority to modify the $2,000. Is this unaffordable, counsel?
It is, Your Honor. Mr. Davis, I think it has his hand raised. I think he has a question.
Yes,
Go ahead,
because
Mr. Davis.
I went to court, but they said I didn't have court. I got a GPS federal. They said I had court on the 26th. I went up there and they said I did not have court. Then they put out a warrant for my arrest. And they came to my house yesterday and locked me up for no reason.
Well, Mr. Davis, you can give that all to your attorney. However, this court still does not have the authority, sir. So unless somebody pays $200 in this matter, what's going to happen is that you have another court date for Tuesday, December 3rd. So at 9 o'clock, you'll go in front of Judge McConaughey or Judge Williams will look at the bond amount and bond condition. That's if somebody doesn't pay the $200 for you to get out of jail on this case. But if nobody pays it, then you go Tuesday. Do you understand that, Mr. Davis?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That concludes your matter. You can step aside.
Judge, that's an
What's your
unaffordable
name?
bond hearing, December 3rd.
Yes, it's unaffordable for this Tuesday, December 3rd, on Mr. Davis. And the gentleman at DDC, what's your name?
Terrence Blue.
Terrence Lamont, Jalan Blue.
Yes.
Sir, I'm Magistrate Chuck there. Your case number is 240-6067-201, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Ryan Murad, PA 3665. On behalf of Mr. Terrence Blue, we waive the reading. Mr. Blue stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 5th, 2024. Probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination, December 12th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Robbins. Mr. Blue, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Counsel Ragnan, CCW.
I'm gonna ask for a $50,000 personal bond. The reason for that is he is on federal parole and his probation officer has been contacted about this arrest. But we're just gonna ask for personal bond, but a higher personal bond. Thank you.
No objection to personal bond, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Blue, you're getting a $50,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay money for you to get out of jail. You can step aside. What's the dates again? December 5th and December 12th. Ms. Marcia, thank you. The gentleman at DDC, what's your name, sir?
It is Deshaun Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, this is Magistrate Chuck there, sir. Sir, you have two cases and they're the same court dates. So let me give you the first one. Case number is 2406078-101. Date of offense is November 21st, 2024. Carjacking, armed robbery, unlawfully driving away motor vehicle, felon in possession by prohibited person, 2 counts of weapons, felony firearm. Next case is 2406078-501. Date of offense is November 26, 2024. Possession less than 25 grams of mission-controlled substance, asset amphetamine, hydrocodone. Police officer, resisting obstructing, habitual third offense notice. Go ahead, counsel.
Ryan Murad, PA 3665. On behalf of Mr. Johnson, we waive the formal reading. Mr. Johnson stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Both cases have same court dates, December 6, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Jefferson. Okay. Bond conditions on the carjacking case, sir, on that one is that you are not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You're not to have any contact with a Jamal Farrell Jr. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact to third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. And on the drug case, you're not to possess any illegal controlled substances, and there is no assaultive or combative behavior on your part. Understand those bond conditions, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay. Counsel Ragman, go ahead, ask the bond, please.
Your Honor, the carjacking case and the armed robbery case, we're asking for a remand in that case. You certainly fit all the elements of armed robbery, pointing a gun directly at the person, car keys, and other items. On the controlled substance case, Your Honor, he has another one that is pending from November 7th for the same thing. So we're going to ask for a $25,000 cash surety bond on the drug case, Your Honor.
Okay. Counsel Murad, go ahead, please.
Judge, on behalf of Mr. Johnson, I'd advise that he's 27 years old. He's a life resident here in the state. He's been held since, I think Tuesday. He's been in there almost 3 days. He indicates, Judge, that he is working. It's a job Monday through Friday. He works the night shift, 10:45 p.m. to 7:15 a.m. He also has another job that he works from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on certain days of the week. So he's working. Judge, he indicates that he's completed 2 years at Central State University. He does take some medication that he's not received. At this time, he's disputing the allegations contained within the investigator's report. He's maintaining his innocence, and indicates there are other circumstances surrounding that first case that's obviously not been brought to light yet. For all those reasons, I'm going to ask the court to consider reasonable bond or not, if not home confinement to a personal bond and home confinement on a GPS tether. I think the court can ensure all of its same concerns with that home confinement tether, Judge.
Thank you. Court's heard the representation of both sides, uses clear and convincing evidence standard when it's entertaining a monetary bond. We did start off with a personal bond basis. The court is looking at monetary bond or remand status. Remand status is no bond. Let's go off with both of these occurred within the month of November 21st and November 26th. One has the drugs and resisting obstructing. That has a little bit of assaultive behavior, or could be more that you can ask about. Flight. Let me make sure what I have here. Mr. Johnson was flight on the drug and assault resisting. Okay, court is going to go with a $25,000 cash surety. Going to be placed on a GPS tether, house arrest. The court does find assaultive behavior, altercation with the police. Got him to a point that I believe it was more than one officer that took Mr. Johnson down. And that's going to be unaffordable, which is going to be correct, Counsel Counsel Murad?
Yes, Judge, any money is unaffordable.
So, okay, so December 3rd, 2024, 9 o'clock this Tuesday, in front of Judge Mechanical, Judge Williams will look at the bond amount and bond conditions. Make sure that Now, as to the other case, armed robbery and carjacking. Armed robbery is a charge under NCR 6.106. It is, he charged with armed robbery charge, and he could be detained without any monetary bond if, okay, court finds that his guilt is evident or presumption is great. This court does find, after reading the allegations in the investigator's report, that Mr. Johnson's guilt is evident, presumption is great. Not only that, I do believe he has another matter, but on that one, I believe that's non-assaultive. Is that correct, Counsel Ragnan?
It was a delivery case. The other one, same as the other delivery case where he got a $2,000, he failed to appear, got a $2,000 10%
Okay,
bond, and then he posted. Non-assaultive. I'm sorry.
okay,
Answer the
thank you.
question.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for that information. In this particular matter, this court does find Mr. Johnson to be a danger, not only to the complainant, but to the community, a carjacking, armed robbery. So he's going to be on a remand status. This case doesn't get a bond redetermination. That concludes your matter, Mr. Johnson. Sir, what's your name?
How you doing, ma'am? My name is Anthony Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Sir, this magistrate Charte, you're here in criminal matter, case number 24060783001, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Marad, P83665, on behalf of Mr. Anthony Thomas, we waive the formal reading. Mr. Thomas stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 5th, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 12th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Sabri. Mr. Thomas, you have some bond conditions. One is you're not to have any contact with Brinia Watkins. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact to third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You're not to go back to the Tyler residence, and you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. Understand all that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. While the charges are assaultive, this is from September 2023, more than a year ago. Counsel Ragnar, give me your recommendation, please.
$25,000 personal bond, Your Honor.
No objection.
No contact.
No
Thank you.
objection.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Mr. Thomas, you're getting a $25,000 personal bond. That means nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Please go to court. Please obey all your bond conditions. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at a monetary bond. Understand that, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. You can step aside, sir.
Oh, geez.
What's your name, sir?
Howard the Air in the fourth.
I'm sorry. What's your last name again?
Abram. The fourth.
Abram. Okay, thank you, Mr. Abram. Howard Lee Abram the fourth, sir, magistrate Charte. Your case number is 24060784001, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Marad, P83665, on behalf of Mr. Abram, we waive the reading. Mr. Abram stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 5th, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 12th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Robbins. Mr. Abram, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Counsel Ragnan, give me your recommendation.
Your Honor, I apologize, but I haven't, I'd like to know the charges if I could, please.
Sir, CCW, motor vehicle.
$10,000 personal bond. Thank you.
No objection.
Did you say how much?
10,000.
10,000?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Abram, that means $10,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to court and obey your bond conditions, sir. Good luck. You can step aside.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I've had
You're
no
welcome.
chance. I could appreciate you telling me the charges. Thank you.
No problem.
Say your name. Johnson Williams.
Is it Dante Ray Williams, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Williams, this is Magistrate Judge Back. Your case number is 240607861. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Murad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Williams, we waive the reading. Mr. Williams stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024. It is a probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Taylor. Mr. Williams, you have some bond conditions, sir. One is you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You're not to possess any ammunition of any kind. You are not to have contact with these complainants, Dantes Hawkins and Dorian Moss. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact to third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Understand those bond conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Counsel Ragnan, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Charge, Your Honor, please.
Charges, count 1, weapons found, possession by prohibited person. Count 2, carrying concealed weapon, pistol on person. Counts 3 and 4, felonious assault, use of a handgun. Counts 5, 6. Count 7, weapons, felony firearm. There's an habitual fourth offense notice. A 2010 felony firearm conviction. 2010 assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder. Both of them are out of, let me see. Let's do one more. 2012 prisoner possessing weapons. That's out of Iona County.
And people are gonna ask for a $60,000 cash security bond, to be able to post a bond. We're gonna ask for a tether with home arrest. Thank you for the.
Go ahead, counsel.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Williams, I'd indicate that he's 31 years old. He's been in Michigan his whole life. He, does have the habitual offenders notice, but when you look at his priors, they're from 2010 and 2012. It seems that, there hasn't been any cases since then that I'm aware of, at least used on the complaint to habitualize him. He indicates that he's not pending bond. He's not on any sort of probation or parole. He's earned some trades, or 2 trades. He's completed some college. I read the investigator's report, and it indicates that there's no indication that these parties are related to each other, know each other. This seems to be an isolated offense of an allegation of some certain road rage. Subsequently, he was arrested, and now he has to face charges. When it comes to bond, it doesn't seem that there's even a way of contacting the complaining witness here, as they're allegedly strangers. I don't think a complainant is actually at harm if Mr. Williams is able to go home. At the least, I'd ask the court to consider a GPS tether instead of a cash bond. He does have priors, but they're both over 10 years old. Other than that, no KPS history. I didn't hear him arraigned on any sort of traffic warrants. I'd ask you to give him a chance, Judge, and release him on personal bond. I wouldn't object to a GPS tether.
Thank you. Court's heard the representations from both sides. Uses clear and convincing evidence standard. Started off with a personal bond basis. What's concerning is allegedly is that Mr. Williams, he is blocking the entrance and exit of an employee parking lot. Allegedly, there's 3 complaints in this matter. The first complaint indicates that too scared to go back to work and doesn't want to go to court. So that leaves 2 other complaints in this matter. Yeah, these are all allegations. One of them says that Mr. Williams said, "I'm going to kill you." Allegedly, the gun was pointed at both complainants. And allegedly, Mr. Williams said, "Y'all think you're better than everybody else."
Again, Your Honor, despite those allegations, nothing's telling me that a GPS tether wouldn't be enough to make sure the integrity of the case and the complainants are preserved. They are strangers. He's not on bond for anything. He doesn't know who these people are. He can do no contact, and the GPS tether can ensure of that. Through the court rule, there is other means besides cash to impose bond here.
True. However, this is with strangers. If this is some indication that supposedly that there's a firearm and that he's going to harm individuals, if this was a road rage or whatever situation that it is, that makes this court believe more dangerous, not only to the complainants, but to the community at large.
And no one was in fact harmed.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to add that, and it doesn't appear that there's an alleged injury. So like
No, I agree with you.
stimulus-
There is no injury. There is no injury. Okay, but having a firearm that was found and the statements about harming, injuring another individual, that court does take seriously. So the court is going to adopt the recommendation, $60,000 cash surety. It may have been 65, but $60,000 cash surety. And we are going to place a GPS tether. Counsel, does he work?
No,
Okay, that would be house arrest. And I believe this is unaffordable. Is that correct, counsel?
yes,
Okay, that means, Mr. Williams, you're gonna get another court date this Tuesday, 9 o'clock in front of Judge McConnell or Judge Williams, who will look at the bond amount and bond conditions. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that concludes your arraignment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ivory James Pete Jr.
Hold on, sir. Okay. Ivory James Pete, sir. Good afternoon. This magistrate at Chaptea. Your case number, sir, is 240-607-8801. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Murad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Pete, we waive the reading. On behalf of Mr. Pete, waive the reading, stand mute. Mr. Pete has been advised of his rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024. Probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Pete, while this case is pending, you are not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You're not to have contact with complainant Jose Santos. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Counsel Ragland, go with your recommendation.
Again, Your Honor, not having had a chance to read these.
Okay.
Ron,
The charge is November
charge.
27, 2024, felonious assault, supposedly a green anti handgun. I don't believe anybody was injured from the investigator's report.
we'll just ask for $25,000 per.
No objection.
$25,000 personal?
Yes,
Okay. No objection, counsel?
No objection.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pete, this means, nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Just go to court and please obey all your bond conditions.
Okay.
Thank you. You can step aside.
All right, thank you.
Pardon me? Pardon me? Say what? I did. 25,000, I did. $25,000. Court dates December 6th, December 13th. I did. Yes. I said the recommendation and I said 25,000.
it's that.
We're gonna agree to disagree, Ms. Marcia. Yep. All right, the gentleman at DDC, what's your name?
Justin Michael Fremont, ma'am.
Freeland. Mr. Freeland. Justin Michael, sir, this is Magistrate at Chaptea. You hear the criminal matter. Case number 240-607-9001, sir. You do have an attorney, sir. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Murad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Justin Freeland, we waive the reading. Mr. Freeland stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Freeland, some bond conditions. One, there's no assaultive or combative behavior on your part. You're not to possess any illegal controlled substances. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You're not to possess any ammunition of any kind. You understand those bond conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel Ragnan, go ahead with your bond recommendation.
Again, Your Honor, could you read the charges?
You need the history? Okay, the charges, November 26, 2024. Possession with intent to deliver 50 grams or more, but less than 450 grams of a mixture controlled substance, cocaine. Count 2, weapons, fire, and possession by prohibited person. Count 3, carrying concealed weapon, pistol on person. Count 4, police officer, assault or resisting, obstructing. Counts 5 and 6, 7, each count is weapons, felony, firearm. There's an habitual fourth offense notice. 2015, drug conviction. 2017, drug conviction. 2019, tampering with evidence. And it's all out of Monroe County Circuit Court.
Yeah, the people be asking for a $40,000 cash surety bond, post bond, where they ask for a tether with some.
Okay. 40,000 cash surety, what?
Tether home arrest, see it, post bond.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Counsel Morad.
Judge, Mr. Freeland's 28 years old. He's a life resident here in the state. He lives with his mother and his 3 children. Your Honor, he does not have any cases pending against him right now. He works different hours at Tim Hortons. He does have priors, but his priors are all non-assaultive and from 2015, 17, and 19. So it looks like it's been at least 5 years since he's been convicted of anything. I read the investigator's report. The R&O charge is not assaultive. It's for, I believe, an alleged jerk away from the police officer. Nonetheless, there's nothing violent about this case whatsoever. He's not a danger to anybody. His liberties and freedoms should be preserved. I think jail should be held for the people that the court thinks is too dangerous to be out in the street. And Mr. Freeland's behavior contained in this investigator's report don't meet that. I think I'd ask the court for personal bond if there was some sort of release Mr. Freeland on a personal bond, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court heard the representations, both sides. Use this clear and convincing evidence standard when it's entertained in a monetary bond. We did start off with a personal bond basis. I see that he has metropolitan ties. While some of the charges are not assaultive, there is in here where there was, Mr. Freeland allegedly is being given commands to stop. However, allegedly he's running away. There is an altercation with Mr. Freeland and the police. A large amount of alleged narcotics is found, supposedly positive for cocaine, 126.3 grams. Okay. He does have prior convictions, firearm. Other than that, this court is going to place Mr. Freeland because firearm, running away from the police. While the narcotics could make him that he is a danger to the community, that he has in possession, not supposedly for personal stash, but possibly for trafficking. But we are going to give him a chance, and we're going to give him a $100,000 personal bond, but he is going to be placed on a GPS tether with work release, work only.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
What's the PCC date again?
December 6th.
Thank you.
Sure.
Dwayne Clark. Dwayne Emerson.
Crack.
Dwayne Emerson Crockett.
Thank you, sir. Administrator Charte, your case number 2406078901, sir. You do have an attorney.
Brad Marad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Cochran. We waive the reading, stay mute. Mr. Cochran's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. Court's going to enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Taylor. Sir, while this case is pending, you are not to have combative or assaultive behavior while you're out on bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Counsel Ragnan, you need the charges read?
Yes, please.
Okay. Police officer assault and resisting obstructing, November 27, 2024, habitual force, a drug conviction, 1991, 2000 CCW conviction, felon in possession, 2000. So far, okay, let me see, 2001, 2001, felon in possession, 2013, homicide manslaughter, 2013, felony firearm, 2013, drug conviction. And we have another one, 2013, drug conviction.
Well, Your Honor, the people would ask for a $50,000 personal bond based on his record and based on the assaultive behavior of the police, but just a personal bond, Your Honor.
Yeah, no objection, judges. I agree with Mr. Ragnar's recommendation. It does, it does seem when I read this report that when we talked to my client, that Officer Hasek, hurt him. He disputes some of it. He says he complied, but we are agreeable to the personal bond. That's all.
Court's gonna adopt the recommendation, $50,000 personal bond. Did you hear that, Ms. Marcia? No, $50,000 personal bond, just for you. Sir, you're gonna get a personal bond. Nobody has to pay money for you to get out of jail. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, just go to court. Please obey all the bond conditions. Good luck. You can step aside, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sir, what's your name?
Rolling.
Bowen?
Yes, ma'am.
Bowen. Mr. Is it Corey Tomaine Bowen, sir?
Yes, senior.
All right. Sir, thank you. This is Magistrate Charte, your criminal matter, case number 2406079201, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Marad, PA 3665, on behalf of Mr. Boland, we waive the reading. Mr. Boland stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024, probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Taylor. Mr. Boland, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms of any kind or any ammunition of any kind. You understand those bond conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel Ragnan, do you need the charges read?
Yes, please.
This is from November 27, 2024, CCW, pistol on person, count 2, weapons fine, possession by prohibited person, count 3, weapons felony firearm, habitual fourth offense notice, 1996, attempt armed robbery conviction, 1996, armed robbery conviction, 2023, accessory after the fact. Those three convictions, please don't say anything, sir. Those three convictions are out of the state of Florida. 2023, tampering with physical evidence out of the state of Florida. And those are the only convictions, criminal convictions that there are, that I
Seems to me,
see.
Your Honor, he probably is on probation as well in the situation. Don't know.
Maybe or maybe not, don't know.
Maybe not. So, all right. Well, we would ask for a $35,000 personal bond He's a resident here now, I assume? I don't know, Mr. Murad.
No, we were actually gonna ask for permission to travel. He was here visiting some family for Thanksgiving. He's got a wife and 3 kids, in Virginia. He's been there, living there. He's working there as well. I know his first court date's on Zoom. Was gonna ask for travel request if the court would consider that.
No objection.
$35,000 personal bond. However, where does he live, counsel?
He lives in Norfolk, Virginia, Your Honor, with his
Okay.
wife and their 2 children.
He's allowed to go to Virginia. Understand, sir, you can leave the state of Michigan to go to your domicile state, which is the state of Virginia. Okay, however, sir, if the court requires you to be in person, you need to come back. Do you understand that?
I do, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so $35,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Understand that, sir?
I do, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Also, we know for the record that he's very cooperative with the police.
The Slager's lawyer.
Step aside, sir.
That's all I have right now from DDC, Your Honor. I need 1 moment to get some interview sheets.
Let's see.
I wouldn't know.
EDC,
Yeah.
EDC, do you have a Shantez Thomas?
That is me, Shantez Thomas.
Okay, that's you. Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Shantez Deshaun Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. This magistrate at Chartea, your case number is 240607911, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
He stepped out for a minute.
Oh, he stepped out. Did he step out while I started the arraignment? If not, we'll go back. We'll do this again.
I think he's right there, just off to the side.
Okay, no problem. We'll start over again. Mr. Thomas, just stand by. Wait, let's wait for your attorney.
I'm here, Judge. I got his information.
Okay. Yep, let's go back. Mr. Thomas, please say your full name again.
Shantez Deshaun Thomas.
So your case number is 240607911, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Murad, P83665, on behalf of Mr. Thomas. We waive the reading. Mr. Thomas stands mute. He's been advised of his rights.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024. Probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination, December 13, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Sabri. Mr. Thomas, some bond conditions. 1, you're not to have contact with Alexa Simmons. That means no person to person. Hold on. I'll make sure I have this correct. Alexa Sims. That means no person to person contact. No contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons, and you're not to go back to the liberal residence. Do you understand those bond conditions, sir?
Yes, she's
Now,
not one of them.
Mr. Thomas, listen to me. You have the right to speak, but understand, anything you say, okay, it can be used against you. Everything is being recorded. That's why you have an attorney to represent you. If you have questions about bond conditions, you have questions about the court dates, then raise your right hand. Do you understand all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then if you still have any questions, you can still talk to your attorney. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, that's all right. Counsel Ragnan, do you need the charges?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
This is from November 27, 2024, count 1, unlawful imprisonment. Count 2, assault with intent to do great harmless murder or by strangulation. Count 3, knowingly assault and battery of a pregnant individual. And count 4, domestic violence.
People are asking for 75,000 cash surety. If she's able to post that bond, we're asking for Tether with house arrest.
Okay. Council Morad?
Judge, Mr. Thomas is 36 years old. He's a life resident here in the state. He has no pending matters against him, no probation, no parole. He's been in no trouble since 2008. Judge, he is a high-low driver. He works Monday through Saturday from 5 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Judge, he's earned a GED. He suffers from diabetes and asthma. I had the chance to read through the investigator's report. Mr. Thomas is disputing the contents. I'd like to just bring the court's attention to observed injury. I think that's always the most telling with certain cases. And, an assault is described that's not really corroborated by anything. And then I think the only injury is a minor cut on the right palm. So, I don't really see how, we describe a vicious assault and the corroborating injury is a minor cut on the right palm. Nonetheless, he wants the court to know, and here's another thing, Judge. It says that she was held against her will for approximately 2 hours, eventually escaped and sought help at a neighbor's house. It's just not clear. What did she have to sneak out? Was he not there? He's disputing that this issue was ever that, or that this argument or whatever it was amounted to something physical, or let alone a situation where he had told her that she couldn't leave the house or where she wasn't able to leave the house. He's disputing that completely. And unfortunately, Judge, he's in the system now. He's here. He's charged, and it's up to you as to whether or not he's going to get a chance to fight this case and put his position on the record eventually, outside of custody. And I think the court can do that. I think the court has tools like a GPS tether it can use. He has an alternative residence. They're not going to be residing together while the case is pending. He's going to stay with his sister. I don't see a reason why he can't keep his job, get a GPS tether to track him and to ensure no contact, and allow him to at least go to work only on this case pending, where I think the most vicious injury that's described here is a cut on the palm. So for those reasons, Judge, I'm asking for personal bond, GPS tether, work only, and I think that would be appropriate in this case.
Thank you. Courts heard the representations, both sides. Started off with a personal bond basis, uses clear and convincing evidence standard when it's entertaining a monetary bond. Courts heard the representations, both sides, in this particular matter from the investigator's report. This started as a verbal altercation in which the complainant refused to turn over her phone to the defendant. Mr. Thomas, allegedly, he put his hand over her nose and mouth, pulled her hair, dragged her around the house, grabbed her by the neck, strangled her without her loss of consciousness. Basically, then she put over a pillow over her face, attempt to suffocate her. Allegedly, not only that, supposedly that she is 5 months pregnant. Okay. And yes, allegedly she sustained a cut on the right palm, reported stomach pain. She was transported to the hospital for medical treatment. Also, supposedly she left or escaped. The word says escape, sought help at a neighbor's house where the neighbor called 911. Okay. And Mr. Thomas was raising his hand. Council Morad.
Yes.
Go ahead, Council.
What you say, hold on, what you say is recorded, man. So I don't really want you to kind of get into what happened or didn't happen. If the magistrate today gives you a bond that's a money bond that you can't afford, we're going to see a chief judge in 2 days and we can readjust this argument. But I really just don't want you to say anything or even admit to being in the situation. If this is a case that he no longer pursues, what you say right now, because he's in this case, gets bound over. So I really don't want you to say anything at all, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Court heard that. With that being said, he is going to be placed on a GPS tether, work only. The GPS tether is just for monitoring, tracking somebody. That doesn't prevent an individual who has a GPS tether from going and doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. So in this particular matter, this court does find Mr. Thomas as a danger, not only to Ms. Sims, but to the community. because Ms. Sims is part of the community. This court is gonna adopt the recommendation of $75,000 cash surety, okay? But however, as Council Murad said, okay, Mr. Thomas, you're gonna get another court date Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024, 9 o'clock, in front of Judge McConigal or Judge Williams, who will look at the bond amount and bond conditions. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can step aside.
Thank you, Anna.
I have to go and get sheets, Your Honor. I'll be back.
Okay,
May I take a moment also?
go ahead.
That's all we need, Your
That's all there is. Oh, hold on. What happened to Luis Rodriguez Vera? Not at DDC?
He's not here.
Thank you. I'll see you on the female side.
All right.
Judge, we're on the female camera right now.
Okay, go ahead and finish.
All right.
Oh, Ms. Garcia. Not at DDC. Repeat, not at DDC, Ms. Marcia. Okay, I just want to make sure that you heard me. It's gonna be a few minutes, Council Ragnan.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm very sorry about today. I could not get it.
Hey, Council Ragnan. Okay,
Yes.
let me ask you this. Are you
Yes.
aware of any of the other charges for the other defendants?
Well, I'm trying to look at them right now. So,
Okay, well, so do you know the charges?
Not yet. I just,
Okay, well,
just
let
have
me give them
one.
to you.
I got,
Which
okay,
one?
I got Kathy Lyons. I'm looking at hers, so hers isn't a problem.
Okay, Kathy Lyons is police officer, sought to resist the obstructing, operate motor vehicle with a high blood alcohol content. Count 3, operate motor vehicle while intoxicated from November 28th.
Okay,
Okay, what about
about-
Bassett Camel?
yes, I tried to look, I haven't looked that up yet. What is that, Your Honor?
That is from November 27th, possession of a taser. Count 2, assault to resist the obstructing police officer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and Harris, domestic violence.
Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, Janice here. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
do you
see.
need anything else?
Okay, no, that's it. I'll try to do a little
Yeah.
research. And thanks
And
again.
domestic violence is from November 28th.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Council Marat,
Ready, Your
guys
Honor.
ready? All right, young lady at DDC, hold on, ma'am. Let's go record. We are recording. Ma'am, what's your full name?
Kathy Denise Lyons. Kathy Denise Lyons.
Oh, Miss Lyons. Miss Lyons, this is Magistrate H.R. Thea, ma'am. You're here in a criminal matter. Case number. Hold on for a moment. I'm getting an echo. Say your name again, ma'am.
Kathy Denise Lyons.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Magistrate H.R. Thea. Case number is 240607931. The echo's low now. Go ahead, Council Marat.
Brad Marat, PA 3665. On behalf of Ms. Lyons, we waive the reading. Ms. Lyons stands mute. She's been advised of her rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 6, 2024. Probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Okay, Ms. Lyons, while this case is pending, there is no driving of any automobiles, period. There is no drinking of any alcoholic beverages. And there's no assault or combative behavior on your part while this case is pending. Do you understand those bond conditions, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. Ms. Marcia, do you need anything? Okay. 62755. All right. Council Ragnan, go ahead as the bond recommendation.
Well, yeah, $25,000 personal bond we're asking for in this matter. She has no priors that I'm aware of for drinking and driving. I think you covered it with no driving, no alcohol, so we won't ask for a tether.
No objection to personal judgment.
Okay. Bond in this case is going to be $25,000 personal bond. Ms. Lyons, nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. That concludes your arraignment, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, ma'am. Lyons, this is Lyons. This goes with Lyons. What's your name, ma'am?
Brianna Bassett Hamill.
Is it Brianna Ashley Bassett Hamill, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is Magistrate H.R. Thea. Your case number 240607821, ma'am. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Marat, PA 3665. On behalf of Ms. Brianna Bassett Hamill, we waive the reading. Ms. Hamill stands mute. She's been advised of her rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 5th, 2024. Probable cause conference followed by preliminary examination, December 12th, 2024. Both matters are in front of Judge Giles. Ms. Bassett Hamill, bond conditions. You're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons, including tasers, brass knuckles, machetes. You are not to have combative or assaultive behavior while this case is pending. Do you understand those bond conditions, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, let me see, November 27th, okay. There is no drinking of any alcoholic beverages. You're not to possess any, you're not to purchase any, you're not to sell any. Let me see what else. Go ahead, Council Ragnan.
If people are asking for a $50,000 personal bond, Your Honor. We believe that having a taser and being in the problems that went through the investigator's report that she displayed, I think personal bond is appropriate. I don't think we need a tether in this case. Hopefully, this will be the end of it.
I'd ask the court to adopt the recommendation, Your Honor.
Court's gonna adopt the recommendation as recommended. $50,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Understand that, ma'am?
Can you say that again?
I say nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Bond conditions are no drinking of alcoholic beverages, no firearms, other dangerous weapons, includes tasers, no assault or combative behavior. Understand that, Ms. Bassett Hamel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You can step aside.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's your name, ma'am?
Denise Marita Harris.
Ms. Harris, this is Magistrate Chuck That case number 240-460-33401. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Brad Murad, PA 3665, on behalf of Ms. Harris, we waive the reading, stand mute. Ms. Harris has been advised of her rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court date is December 12th, 2024. Pre-trial in front of Judge Austin Garrett. Ms. Harris, while this case is pending, bond conditions, you're not to have any contact with Verde Wilson. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You're not to go possess any firearms, dangerous weapons, and you're not to go back to the Archdale residence. Understand those bond conditions, ma'am?
Yes, copy my stuff to my stuff.
We get a
Yes, we're
one-time
gonna give
police
you a
escort.
one-time opportunity, ma'am, one-time opportunity with police escort to go to the address and get some of your belongings. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you. Counsel Ragnan, recommendation?
We're asking for a $25,000 personal bond, Your Honor. The bond restrictions, I think, cover any other potential problems. This incident has the defendant pushing a complainant in front of the police, pushing him down. $25,000 personal bond. Thank you.
No objection.
Ma'am, you're gonna get a $25,000 personal bond. Nobody has to pay any money for you to get out of jail. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Okay.
All right, that concludes the arraignment of Ms. Harris. CDC, I believe we finished with everything.
That's it. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You take care.
Mr. Moran, thank you. Nice to see you.
Happy
Thank you, ma'am.
holidays.
And Your Honor,
Folks,
I appreciate
Have
it
a good
again.
day.
Thanks again for yours.